We're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on a broken boat with almost no wind, basically a drifted sea. I hope we make it. We were brought on as crew to sail the Mystic Rose from the Dominican Republic all the way to Florida. The trip was supposed to be filled with turquoise blue water, sandy beaches, and epic diving. And though we did get a little of that, we mostly had to deal with one near catastrophe after another.
I think it's leaking a little faster than you think, dude.
And fight just to stay alive.
Water was gushing out of the engine right here.
The boat was supposed to be ready to set sail upon our arrival.
We booked a one-way ticket to the Dominican Republic because we're gonna sail back on this sailboat, except that, yeah, it's not even in the water yet.
But the entire inside of the boat smelled like mold.
Here is where our room is. Kelson's actually here with us, but we'll be switching off. There's our mattress in the sun.
Get it, Mowgli.
That is my bed. I just got it down, look at this. Just got it down these stairs by myself. It weighs a ton, and I gotta squeeze it down this little hallway and unfold it on that bed.
It was underwater, so I've been doing all this freaking crap for mold. Here's our bathroom, which is pretty shared, but you'll see the ceiling. So we've been working on that. We've been getting provisions. Here's inside the boat. It's a little torn up because we just discovered yesterday we only had one battery that worked.
It was still dry docked and it needed a whole lot of repairs to become saleable. To be permitted to leave the DR, we needed a despacho, which required approval from both the Marina and the Navy. They would not give us a despacho until the boat was seaworthy to their specifications and all bills at the Marina were paid. We paid the final balance in cash, as an electronic payment would have delayed our departure by days. Between Captain Brad and the crew, we spent over a week cleaning, decontaminating, repairing, and provisioning the boat to get it to a basic seaworthy level.
Good news, engine seems to run.
How many carts does it take to fill the boat for 2 weeks? 3 today and 3 yesterday.
This is how you cross the street in the DR. You watch out for these guys, then you run in front of cars and try not to die.
Yeah!
We've all been grinding like 12 hours a day trying to get this boat ready and get paperwork in order and everything.
This has oxidation all over it, so it's not like this is a new battery and they just put the old terminals on here.
They just left with like hundreds of pounds of batteries, and there's a bathroom there. And we have this open space, and here's our captain's space. And Captain Whip will be sleeping in the tiny toddler bed. I'm not sure how he's going to sleep.
Mejor conectar eso primero.
Many of the niceties, like a fridge, stove, air conditioning, or even an outboard for the dinghy, were not functioning at all.
We are still trying to get the stove to work, and it is not budging, is it? They can't get it going still.
Can't get what going.
The stove.
Yeah, we're probably just gonna be stoveless. We'll have to eat raw sushi.
We did have issues with the Marina, but some of their workers, like these guys, went out of their way to help us.
Gracias a esos muchachos, vamos a velar.
We knew we'd be roughing it, but we got the boat to what we thought was seaworthy and acquired the despacho, approval to sail away, after the boat had been stuck nearly 10 months in the marina. And during that time, it even sunk up to the seats below deck once. We were then given a 12-hour window to depart, or we'd have to go through the lengthy process again.
We've kind of got serious issues. We're supposed to leave in 10 minutes.
It's time to go.
It's 5:45, and we're still here.
And you have a very small window here. You have to check out between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. We're scheduled to leave at 4 p.m., but after 6 p.m., we got to do the whole process again to get out again tomorrow. We have some navigation available to us. You can download apps on your phone that'll navigate you, but you know, the screen's this big, but the chart plotter doesn't have the correct charts downloaded for this area. The water pump for the fresh water works, but you got to turn it off and on for one of the tanks. The other one's leaking. The water in the tanks is not potable, so I'm surprisingly not as stressed out as I should be. Our stuff's not even on board yet.
Would you advise people buying a sailboat that's been sunk twice?
Nope, would never.
And we have how many minutes to leave?
About 2.
Hopefully this video will somehow make it to the interwebs.
We frantically worked on the boat to the last possible second.
How many knots have you learned to tie today?
Only one.
And motored away.
Let go, let go.
Yeah.
Run away. First emergency, line dropped, could have gone to a prop.
We are leaving. There's our marinero Kelson, first mate Denis, other first mate Sarah.
And El Capitan.
This is why. This is why I came on the trip. For this.
Tonight, we're sleeping on this boat in the middle of the ocean. Never done that in my life. And oh, here comes the swell. And I hope Mama doesn't get sick. Leela, go have some ginger tea. Do you have your patch on?
Oh, I'm home.
Yeah, I was feeling a little bit too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We've been sailing all of, like 13 minutes and we've had like, 7, 8 things kind of flopping which way. And look at this face, always.
What are you gonna do?
This is why if you're gonna sail like Captain Whipple, it's literally the only way to sail. This is the happiest I've seen you in days.
Yeah, this is the happiest I've been in days.
Yeah.
What a coincidence. So.
Apparently we were hoisting sails a little bit. We were kind of giggling because
Super green.
yeah, super green. The engine's making a funny noise and overheating, and we've been only working on that freaking engine for how many days? But
They're basically Type 4 work vests. Basically a safety measure. Some of them self-inflate.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's rough. Then we wear it even in here. Turn us so we're straight into the wind, okay?
That way? That way.
Well, which way is the wind coming from?
I can't tell.
Okay, this is very critical.
Yes, I understand. I'm
So
very...
you said it's the way those swells are coming from, right?
Yeah.
What's the compass?
Yeah.
35.
35.
Try to keep it there, okay?
Okay.
35 degrees.
On those instruments, it shows which way the wind's coming from too.
we got the command to go ahead and raise the sail.
You're way to the right now.
That's what I thought.
Come over really hard, really fast. This is pretty critical. We don't want to get all tangled up. Yeah, make it real nice and tight. Okay, Denny, watch that boom, okay? Trevor, we'll give you a chance at the helm.
I'm gonna drive the boat.
You know this man.
What is that? Is that?
We're good, we're good. Ready, set, go!
Oh, yes.
It sounds like sailing to me. Like
We're actually sailing now. The engine's killed.
Okay, keep us on course, sir. Keep us on course. This is our auto helm, and so it steers the boat for us automatically,
Okay.
and it starts working as soon as you push this button,
I'm going to try
and
to.
it's not working.
But then put it in the
Snap. So it means we have manual helms times 6
So it
of us.
means, yeah, 6 people,
all
24/7 driving.
You
There's
guys are gonna be experts.
We've been at sea for about 3 hours. We no longer have cell service. Our only means of navigation is my iPhone, so that is gold. We need AC power to charge it, and it looks like the inverter may be hooked up incorrectly, so I don't know if we have AC power. So that would be a humongous issue if my phone battery dies. It's been a little bit emotional and a little terrifying, but it's like we had this window and we had to take it. So far, we're doing good. We got food, got enough water. If you're watching this, it was all fine.
It's me.
Oh, there's the wife. She's up there because she's not so great. Tell them why you're up there, Leela.
Well, I'm not throwing up. That's a great thing, but I do get seasick.
We're all under sail power doing like 5 knots. And we're headed for Turks and Caicos at a heading of about 355.
Leaving the Dominican Republic, we intended to sail north to tuck into the calm waters of the Turks and Caicos banks for a smoother ride and to avoid the real pirates around Tortuga and Inagua Islands to the south. We'd then head west and make our first stop at Hogstee Reef, an atoll located west of Turks and Caicos with a small sandbar in the middle of nowhere, 70 kilometers from the nearest islands. But yeah, the bilge alarm went off. The bilge was filling with water and oil, and the electric bilge pump wasn't working. We learned that the engine was leaking about a gallon of oil per hour.
Oh dear. Yeah. Brad, I think it's leaking a little faster than you think, dude.
Apparently the prop shaft is leaking. They were supposed to fix it, but they didn't.
Fearing the 2 extra gallons of oil we had on board wouldn't be enough, we changed our plans and headed straight to South Caicos for oil.
I'm on my first watch, 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock a.m. We have the autopilot sort of working. You can set it, but you can't change it. And if there's an issue, you have to run downstairs and kill the power to it. So that's not great. This is our setup. We've got a heading about 350-ish.
Got the jib and the mainsail up. I'm gonna watch with Leela, but she's sick back there. She's been thrown up, and everybody else is trying to sleep. Well, I slept. It's really hot. The air conditioning doesn't work. The boat actually has air conditioning, but if you haven't tried the generator yet, I don't think it's been fired up in a very long time. Yeah, I woke up like this. Hard to believe, but I did.
Could only see it's a magnificent life we're living. It's a magnificent life. It's a magnificent life we're living. It's a magnificent life.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
How you feeling?
Good. Yes.
Are we like in the middle of the ocean?
Oh yeah.
In the middle of the ocean.
We are. When the sun was first coming up, you could still see Dominica.
We bought some electrolytes, not enough, but we got some natural electrolytes, so we should be good.
And also, it's like natural for the environment too.
It's not bad.
Denis is the one that got me into coconuts. What did we catch?
Nothing.
What did
Maybe just make like a little bite and then leave.
So when there's no wind in the middle of the ocean, you just kind of sit here. I think we're only doing like 2 knots, and I've trimmed the sails a little bit. I think we need to change course, but we're trying to avoid running into rocks. The wind is almost non-existent now. It's like, what, 7 knots? So that means we are sailing at about 1.5 knots. And we kind of need to be going faster to get in before dark. So we thought, hey, let's start the engine. So we checked the oil before we start the engine, and guess what? The oil is down. We just filled it before we left, and we didn't use the engine very long, like maybe an hour. So we're a little concerned. You see that? That's an issue. We're in the trade winds, the most reliable winds on the planet, and they are not moving us. We're a bobbing cork into the ocean. So if we had an engine that we were sure wouldn't burn through oil, we would turn it on, but we don't. So we're just gonna drift at sea for a month or 3.
At least I'm not throwing up today.
I would have recorded it, but we're trying not to die. We've been sailing all day, but we're getting close. We started the engine. The bilge pump went off, the alarm went off down there, and because it started filling with water, and this aft bilge pump does not work, the electronic one. So I was using this, pumping stuff out, when I noticed that water was gushing out of the engine right here. So I reclamped that one. And after I reclamped that one, water started gushing out of here. There were 2 clamps, and one of them was just loose, just hanging there. So I tightened that one, moved it, didn't work, still gushing out of there. With the electric bilge pump not working, I was pumping by hand. I got tired, so Sarah took over, and the manual bilge pump broke completely. We're currently headed back out to sea because navigation stopped working at the same time on both phones that we had navigation on, along with the engine alarm going off, followed by the engine completely quitting. And now we are adrift at sea. Would that be accurate?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And we might just drift at sea tonight. We're gonna try to sail in one more time, hope the navigation doesn't glitch out on us. And if not, we're just gonna tack back and forth all night until morning so we can safely go into harbor. And hopefully this broken bilge pump won't leak back into there. See that line down there? If it goes above that again, we have trouble because we have nothing happening in terms of the engine. This has been a harrowing trip, man. Oh. Hit subscribe to see if we make it into South Caicos with no bilge pump, no navigation, and no engine.